Hello and welcome to my shop. Such as it is time for the video that I didn't want to make, but I suppose may have been inevitable. I received what is, in the grand scheme of things, a very minor table saw injury. Nothing too graphic, just just a flesh wound, just some blunt force trauma. I've been thinking over what happened, and I know what happened, and I'm going to talk about it. So I was trimming off the end of this little piece of plywood. Fortunately, this is all I was working with. You can see a little bit of ink on there. I'm assuming that's my blood. I've been working on a box joint jig, and I was going to do some test cuts on this, and I just wanted to trim the end off really quick to make it square. And as I started trimming, I realized, I think like right about here, that I hadn't raised the blade height back up, which, by the way, let me make sure this thing is unplugged. So I just stopped and walked away from everything last night. I realized that I hadn't raised the blade height up enough to cut all the way through the wood. In that moment, adjusting the blade height became my focus instead of controlling the workpiece. I lost focus on this hand. It angled just a little bit well before I was at the riving knife. It picked it up and shot it right into my forearm, which would have been right around here. I think I may have even been reaching for either the cutoff, either the off switch or the blade height adjustment, which are both right here. I honestly don't remember which one I was reaching for, but I lost focus right here. So what I should have done is finished pushing the piece through the cut, then shut off the saw and adjusted the blade height. Fortunately, this is all I ended up with. It actually really doesn't even hurt that much right now. I'm surprised. I actually felt myself going into shock after it happened. And the flesh was like dented in. But I went upstairs, put some ice on it immediately. I immediately just shut this off and went upstairs. Put some ice on it and kept ice on it for a good hour or so. So that's that. An important lesson, a painful lesson, but fortunately not too painful. Could have been much, much worse. Blade guard might have protected, but since I was doing finger joints, I couldn't have the blade guard on anyway because I wasn't going to be making full passes through the pieces, and I was going to be using the jig. So what I am going to do is recreate the conditions of the accident. I'm going to push this piece through again. I'm going to realize that I don't have the blade height high enough. And then I'm going to make myself push it all the way through and shut the saw off. Hopefully to build some mental muscle memory. To remember that controlling the workpiece is always, always, always the primary focus. Everything else is secondary to that. Literally everything else. If your blade height isn't right, finish the cut and move on. Maybe that's obvious. But sometimes you don't always think of these things in the moment. And I didn't this time. Anyway, that's that, and I'll see you in the next video.